We all are imperfect. I know I am, and so are you. But that doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. I think I probably want to talk about that basically because we all try to be perfect for somebody, whether it be through our whether it be for our bosses, or whether it be for the people that we care about, or whether it be just someone that we want to impress and attract for a romantic escapade. But the thing of it is that I feel as if the imperfection that we as humans have is always going to be a part of us. And I think that's a big duh moment that all of us really, really come to realize, especially when we get older in life. In high school, we have to basically accept the fact that we're socially awkward, especially when it comes to actually engaging in romantic relationships, or at least attempting to. And those things are always going to be there. They're always going to be there. And the thing of it is that it's okay. It's okay to be awkward. It's okay to feel as if you're being pressured by societal norms that you just don't understand. We all go through that. And I think every age group goes through that. No matter how old you get, I feel as if the imperfections still keep coming. They keep coming because there is something within us all that really wants to engage, to grow, but we're not ready to fall on our faces yet. And I think that's the thing that really drives everything home. The imperfection that we all have is okay because we know we're not perfect. And if you try to be perfect, you realize that you're going to try it imperfectly. And that's fine, because the thing of it is that there's always going to be these lessons that you learn through those imperfections or those flaws that you've experienced. And I think when we accept the fact that there are things that we cannot change, I cannot change my looks, I cannot change like the darkness of my skin unless I went into some sort of like tanning bed or something like that, but I don't want to look like I'm just a freaking lobster. Or worse, like look like I'm just like burnt bacon. You know what I'm saying? So the thing of it is that a lot of stuff about us can turn us off, but at the same time, they can also enlighten us to things that we never knew before. The point of this video is that life is imperfect and you're just as imperfect as life is. But the truth of the matter is that imperfection can also lead to the most greatest blessings that we could ever hope for. In other words, your imperfection meeting someone else's imperfection, and yet somehow you guys vibe with each other. It doesn't matter whether it's romantic or platonic. It's always going to be there. And there it will remain. And somehow, whether you guys are very different in your mindsets, or whether you guys just share like just one interest, and yet your personalities are completely 100% different, but yet you bond over something. That's imperfection at its greatest. But at the same time, there's also imperfections at its worst. In other words, you never expected your family members to take money from you. You never expected your family members to, throw someone under the bus and try to get away with, say, not fessing up to like stealing the lunchbox from the refrigerator at work. That sort of thing. Like, I'm throwing out examples here, but these examples, like, I think are best illustrated like through like, I guess, imagination, and I don't think I'm doing a good job of that. But anyway, the point is that there's always going to be parts of you that you can't change, and you know that. And that's okay. Because the thing of it is that like I've had acne all my life, and I've always like had pimples on my face and like other areas, but I won't mention those areas. But at the same time, like I can't change those things. That's how my body is. But at the same time, you probably have stuff that you can't change. And no one's telling you to change them. The only people that try to tell you how to change those things is because those people are probably trying to change something about themselves that they don't like. And the thing of it is that why is it that someone who wants to change something about themselves is trying to enforce change upon yourself? The reason why is because in their view, in their way of looking at the world, they believe that they have to change for something. And that change is going to be enhanced through their effort to constantly change. But the thing of it is that when people want to change themselves, whether it be through the better or whether it be for the worst, well, usually people don't want to change for the worst, but you get what I mean. When they want to change them, when they want to change themselves to gain something that they feel like they need, they feel as if that they have to make people change with them, and it's usually people that are the closest to them. And it's not their fault because usually society wants people to feel like they have to morph into something that makes it feel as if, oh, I can understand you because you did X, Y, and Z. In other words, you went to school, you got a job, you got married, you had kids, you did everything right. And in society's eyes, that's how it is. But at the same time, that's not you. And the thing of it is that that's not me, that's not you. That's just basically people telling you what you should do. Now, of course, there will be people that know more than you and have more experience, and they will probably give you more advice. And sometimes the advice helps, and sometimes it doesn't. But the thing of it is, only you decide whether you follow through with that advice, or maybe that the saying that you probably got from a book, or probably something that your teacher has told you, or maybe something that your parents have told you over the years. Maybe you follow through with it and it doesn't work. Maybe you follow through with it and it does work. And you keep doing it. And you keep repeating the same pattern. And then you realize that you're living a life that you want because of said advice. Or maybe you're doing everything that everyone said, but it's not going your way and you feel as if there's something wrong with you, when in fact you're probably doing the wrong method that's not right for you. My point is that imperfection in life and in us is meant for us to constantly search for a life that is perfect for us, but it's imperfect for everyone else. In other words, the life that you're searching for is not going to be a one-size-fits-all for everybody. And in fact, it's not going to be a one-size-fits-all for anybody except you. And I'm in the search for it. I'm pretty sure you're in the search for it. And perfection for just ourselves alone without anyone's critique or opinion or their ability to look at the structure and say this is a stable foundation, it's hard. It's hard, and not only that, it's probably worthwhile for only just us and not for anyone else. And the thing of it is that some people look at other people's lives and they're happy. And yet we look at them and we try to reflect it on our own values and our own way of viewing the world. And we just don't know why they're happy. In other words, like say a person who loves cooking for people in a restaurant and they work part-time, they don't have a full-time income, but yet they're very happy. They're very happy cooking for people that come into the restaurant, and yet they're not the owner of the restaurant. So I end up wondering, questioning exactly what is it that people need to be happy. And I think people need to be happy knowing what they need to be happy is what the thing that they are going for to be happy. In other words, everyone's happiness is different, and everyone feels happiness in different ways. And you probably feel happiness in different ways. And I mean genuine happiness. I'm not talking about just like the happiness that you probably see on movies or probably things that you've seen on like reality TV. I'm talking about the happiness that you genuinely feel within yourself. And I think that's the thing that really motivates people to actually like go for a life that feels like it's worth it. The thing of it is that we're so used to comparing ourselves to other people. And I'm just making this video to tell you you don't need to. You will probably do things and people will say that that's not the right way to do things. Or people will even will say crueler things and basically say you're an idiot or you're an imbecile. Why would you do that? But the truth of the matter is that if you don't do anything, then you're still going to be like stuck. You're going to feel like you're stuck and you feel like you're not going to be able to do anything. My point is that like if you want to plan a strategy, you can do a strategy and then do whatever you need to do. Some people do it. Some people don't plan it and they just basically just go along with it and they go with the flow. That's also another thing. I believe there's a perfect balance between planning things and also there's a perfect balance between like just doing things that feel just right. And one example for me is that, as I told you guys, like in my previous videos, that I've gone on a career break. And the thing of it is that I plan to save money so I can actually prepare for this career break. But what I plan to do with my career break and what happens afterwards, that's not planned. But at the same time, am I worried? Am I concerned? A little bit. But at the same time, I know that there are ways that I can maneuver myself to make things work. But it's going to have to take me to actually think about, how do I do things naturally? How do I do things that allow me not to feel so anxious or that paranoid or, worried? I think about my parents and I think about the people that I know around me. They love to worry a lot. They love to worry a lot because they feel like that's the only way that they can be concerned about their lives. But the thing of it is that it's okay to be concerned. But if you worry about the inevitable, the anticipation will end up hurting you more than the actual event itself. And of course, when the actual event happens, that's when it actually feels worse because your anticipation has been realized and you realize that the event has happened and yet you still worried about it. And I think this is the reason why people say you only live once, because they feel as if like, if you don't take the time to actually take action to the things that you feel like you should do or things that you actually want to do, then like, what's the point of living? Some people will tell you that you should do this or you should do that, but these should statements, I think they're only necessary when you realize that you have to have like responsibility of your own health, your own security, and your own sense of well-being. But if it's a should statement that is all about the future, then it basically gets into a mind trap. And I think those mind traps are the things that we get ourselves trapped in, and that gives us really sealed into the anticipation worry wart stage. Now, of course, I'm not going to be able to take away your worries because obviously I don't have the power to do so. But we all have the power to take away our worries and make our worries don't affect us as badly as, say, someone with a heart condition or someone that basically it can't handle stress. And a lot of us, we're probably very anxious within. And some people don't want that. They don't want to be anxious. They want to be able to live freely. But the only way you can live freely is just basically accept the imperfections that are within not only yourself, but also within the situations that are probably going to be around you for the time being when you do certain actions. That's why people don't want to quit their jobs, because the thing of it is that they're worried about the anticipation that they're concerned about the anticipation of failing, like trying to build their own thing, or they're worried about the anticipation of actually being poor and not having food on the table or a home or even a flushable toilet. But some people have taken these risks and they managed to find stuff that they're good at, and lo and behold, they make it. But of course, we don't want to delude ourselves with survivalship bias, where we've seen people make it, but obviously a majority of people did not, and we don't see those people. And life is imperfect, and we know life is not fair because, sometimes good people face like very, very harsh events in their life, and, sometimes evil sometimes gets ahead. But the thing of it is that how we react to these events matters. And I guess the imperfection of ourselves is that even though we have the imperfection of actually holding grudges and being greedy and just like holding on to the resentment, there's also the imperfection of actually just having that state of acceptance and knowing that it hurts, but we can live with it. And we even have the power to forgive said people that have wronged us in the past. So the imperfections we have is what makes life almost seemingly perfect. And I'm pretty sure that you've seen the imperfection of the people that are around you. And I know that their imperfections are the things that make you laugh, they make you smile, and they make you feel as if life, it can't be any better. Always remember, guys, everyone is precious. You guys are just as precious as everyone else. And I guess I will see you in the next video. So take care, guys.